Hare Krishna to everyone. So we are reading Srila Prabhupada's book. The book name is The Science of Self-Realization, chapter 3rd. We'll begin with prayers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We'll continue reading. In India, the Varnashrama system has now been taken in a perverted way, and thus a man born in the family of a Brahmana, the highest society or social order, claims that he should be accepted as a Brahmana. But this claim is not accepted by the Shastra, the scriptures. One's forefather may have been Brahmana according to Gotra or the family hereditary order, but real Varnashrama Dharma is based on the factual quality one has attained. Actually, real Varnashrama Dharma is based on the factual quality one has attained, regardless of one's birth or hereditary. Therefore, we are not preaching the present day system of the Hindus, especially those who are under the influence of Shankaracharya. For Shankaracharya thought that the absolute truth is impersonal, and thus he indirectly denied the existence of God. Shankaracharya, he thought that the absolute truth is impersonal and indirectly denied the existence of God. Actually, Shankaracharya's mission was special. He appeared to re-establish the Vedic influence after the influence of Buddhism. Because Buddhism is patronized by Emperor Ashoka. 2600 years ago, the Buddhist religion practically pervaded all of India. According to the Vedic literature, Buddha was an incarnation of Lord Krishna who had a special power, who appeared for a special purpose. His system of thought or faith was accepted widely, but Buddha rejected the authority of Vedas. While Buddhism was spreading in Vedic culture, was taught both in India and in other places. Therefore, since Shankaracharya's only aim was to drive away the Buddha system of philosophy, because Buddha was rejected the Vedas, and the Shankaracharya's aim was to drive away this system of philosophy. He introduced one more system that is called Mayavada. Actually speaking, this Mayavada philosophy is atheism, for it is a process in which one imagines that there is no God. This Mayavadi philosophy is atheism, and the process speaks that there is no God. The Mayavadi system of philosophy has been existing since time immemorial. The present Indian system of religion or culture is based on the Mayavada philosophy of Shankaracharya, which is compromised with Buddhist philosophy. According to Mayavadi philosophy, there are actually no God, or if God exists, he is impersonal and all pervading and can therefore be imagined in any form. God can be imagined in any form. This conclusion is not according with the Vedic literature. That literature names many demigods who are worshipped for different, the demigods, the people worship for different purposes, to attain different purposes, and they can imagine any form of God. The conclusion is not according to this Vedic literature, but in every case, the Supreme Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, is accepted as the supreme controller. Actually, that is the Vedic culture. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness does not deny the existence of God or any demigods, but the Mayavadi philosophy, it denies not only about supreme God, it denies about even demigods. It denies both. It maintains neither the demigods or nor the supreme God exists. For the Mayavadis, ultimate all, everything is zero. For Mayavadis, everything ultimately is zero, impersonal, voidism. They say that one may imagine any authority, whether it may be Vishnu or it may be Lord Shiva or it may be Lord. No, God is Durga or Sun God, because these are the demigods generally worshipped in society. But the Mayavadi philosophy does not, in fact, accept existence of any form of the God. The Mayavadi says that because one cannot concentrate one's mind on the impersonal Brahman, one can imagine for temporary purpose, one can imagine any of these forms. This is a new system called Panchopasana. They called it the philosophy of Shankaracharya. They called it as a Panchopasana. That means you can imagine any form of God and meditate on that form. Actually, it was introduced by Shankaracharya, but in the Bhagavad Gita, that does not teach any such doctrine. Therefore, it is not authoritative. The Bhagavad Gita accepts the existence of demigods. Even Bhagavad Gita, it's mentioned about demigods. And who worship the demigods? The demigods, Bhagavad Gita shloka is there. Kama este ritatnanam prapadyante anya devata. Anya devata means all other demigods. Tam tam niyatam astaya prakritya niyata swaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires, who wants material desires, such people worship the demigods. So there is existence of demigods mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, and this no one can deny the existence, but they are not to be understood or worshipped according to the way Shankaracharya thought. The worship of demigods is completely rejected in Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because it is mentioned that one who has material desires, those people surrender unto demigods, and they'll follow some rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature. Even Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita, Bhogeshwarya Prasaktanam Taya Aparata Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Samano Davidiyate. In the mind, those who are too much attached to sense enjoyment or the material opulence and who are bewildered by such things. Who are bewildered? The people who are attached for sense enjoyment and the material opulence, they are bewildered by such things. So, such people, strong determination, the resolute determination for devotion service does not come. It does not appear. Those who are pursuing the various demigods have been as Ritajnana, which means those who have lost their senses. They lost their senses due to material opulence. Even one more place, Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Antavantu te phalam tesham. Because whatever that phala, fruits, the general people obtain by worshipping demigods, that has anta. Antavanta means end. Tad bhavati alpameda. Alpameda. Medasa means intelligent people. Alpamedasa means less intelligent or small intelligence. Devan deva yajo yanti mad bhakta yanti mamapi. The worship of demigods, the fruits obtained are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. One who worship demigods, he will go to their respective planets. But Krishna says that Mad Bhakta Yanti Mamapi. Krishna's devotees will reach Krishna's supreme abode. The reward, the reward given by the demigods are temporary because any material facility must act in connection with this temporary body, this temporary world. Whatever material facilities one gets, whether by modern scientific methods or by deriving benedictions from the demigods, will be finished with the body, but spiritual advancement will never be finished. People should not think that we are preaching a sectarian religion. No, we are simply preaching how to love God. This Krishna consciousness movement is preaching what we are training people. Only one thing, simple thing, how to love God. There are many theories about the existence of God. The atheists, for the example, they never believe God. And even any professor, the professor who won the Nobel Prizes, they will declare that there is no God. Such are the Karma Mimamsa philosophy. Their philosophy is called Karma Mimamsa philosophy, except that if one goes on doing his work nicely and honestly, automatically the result will come. Just like work hard and get the result. Except that if one goes on doing his work nicely, honestly, automatically the result will come without need for one to refer to any god. But our arguments in this connection is that even if one gives a man the best medicine, he still may die. Even if you give the best of the best medicine to a diseased person, but he may have to die. The results are not always predictable. Therefore, there is a higher authority. One should know that there is higher authority. What is that? Deva Netrena, a supreme director. Otherwise, how is it that the son of a rich person or a pious man becomes no drug addicted and get into so many problems and he lies in the street? That father, the man works very hard to become rich and he tells the doctor, now you may not eat any food. Why? He has certain only on water because you have got the disease. So what is the use of working hard? This is the Karmamsa theory holds that world is going without the supreme direction of God. Such philosophies say that everything takes place by kama aitukam. That is lust. By lust, a man becomes attached to a woman, and by chance, there is sex, and the woman becomes pregnant. There's actually no plan to make the woman pregnant, but by a natural sequence, when a man and woman unite, a result is produced. The atheistic theory, which is described in the sixth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, is an asuric or demonic, is that actually everything is going on this way because of chance and resulting from natural affection. The demoniac theory supports the idea that if one wants to avoid children, he may use a conscious method. Actually, however, there is a greater plan for everything, the Vedic plan. The Vedic literature gives directions regarding how men and women should unite, how they should beget children, and what is the purpose of sex life. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that the sex life sanctioned by the Vedic order or sex life under the direction of the Vedic rules and regulations is bona fide, is acceptable to him. But chance sex life is not acceptable. If by chance one is sexually attracted and therefore there are children. They are called Varna Shankara, which is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna tells Krishna that because of this battlefield there will be Varna Shankara. What is that? Unwanted population. That is the way of lower animals. It is not acceptable for humans. For humans, there is a higher plan. We cannot accept the theory that there is no plan for the human life and that everything is born by chance or some material necessity. No, Shankaracharya's theory is that there is no God, that one can go on with his work and imagine any form of the God just to keep the peace and tranquility in society is also more or less based on the idea, chance, and necessity. Our way, however, which is completely different. This Krishna consciousness way is completely different, is based on the authority. The highest authority is Krishna, who is given the Bhagavad Gita. It is this divine Varna Shrama Dharma that Krishna recommends, not the caste system as it is understood at the present moment. This modern caste system is now condemned in India also, and it should be condemned for the classification of different types of men according to birth is not the Vedic or divine caste system. There are many classes of men in society. Some are engineers, let's say some are doctors, some are chemists, some are businessmen, some are tradesmen, and so on. These varieties of classes are not to be determined by birth, however, but by quality. No such thing as caste by birth system is sanctioned by the Vedic literature. It is not mentioned in the Vedic scriptures. Now do we accept it? We have nothing to do with the caste system, which is also present being rejected by the public in India. Rather, we give everyone the chance to become a Brahmana and thus attain the highest status of life. Because at the present moment, there is scarcities of Brahmanas, the spiritual guides, and Kshatriyas, administrative men. And because the entire world is ruled by only fourth class men to the Shudras. There are in them, there are many discrepancies in the society. It is to mitigate all these discrepancies that we have taken, one has to take to Krishna consciousness movement. If the Brahmana class is actually re-established, the other orders of social well-being will automatically follow. Just as when the brain is perfectly in order, the other parts of the body, such as the arms, the belly, and the legs, will act very nicely. The ultimate goal of this Krishna consciousness movement is to educate people that how to love God. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved this, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved this conclusion. The process, the highest perfection of human life is to learn only one thing, that is how to love God. The Krishna conscious movement has nothing to do with this Hindu religion, any system of religion. Christian gentleman will be interested in changing his faith from Christian to Hindu. Sometimes we may say, like many Hindus, no, converted to Christian, some Christians converted to Hindu. But this is not the Vedic culture. Such changing is for men who have no particular social status. But everyone will be interested in understanding the philosophy and science of God and taking it seriously. One should clearly understand that the Krishna consciousness movement is not preaching the some so-called Hindu religion. We are giving a spiritual culture that can solve all the problems of life. Therefore, it is being accepted for the entire world. So there is one conversation between Srila Prabhupada and one reporter. The report is not a reporter. This person is is a follower of Christian religion, and then Srila Prabhupada asks him once, "What's the meaning of word Christ?" Then this Christian person he will tell, Christ comes from the Greek word that is Christo, meaning anointed one. But Prabhupada says Christo is the Greek version of word Krishna. Then gets surprised, the church father, and he'll tell that is very interesting. Then Srila Prabhupada says that when an Indian person calls on Krishna, he often says Krishna Krishna. Krishna is Sanskrit word meaning attraction. So when we address God as Christ, Krishna or Krishna, we indicate the same all attractive, the supreme personality of Godhead. When Jesus said, Our Father who is and in heaven, sanctified by thy name, that God was Krishna. Then again, he asks further that Jesus is the Son of God, but actually God's name was Christ. We can all call God or Father, but if we want to address Him by actually name, we have to say Christ. It is from Christian version. But Srila Prabhupada says Christ is another way of saying Krishna or Krishna. He is another way of pronouncing Krishna, the name of God. Jesus said that one should glorify the name of God, but yes, Prabhupada is saying that one theologian says that God has no name, that we can call him only Father. A son may call his father Father, but the Father also has a specific name, that a father cannot be without name. So similarly, God is also has a name. And in general, people call God, but who has a specific name, and that is Krishna. Therefore, whether you call it as a God, Krishna, Krishna, ultimately you are addressing the same supreme personality of Godhead. Then again, this Christian person asks, yes, if we speak of God's actual name, then we must say Christo. In our religion, we have Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. We believe we can know the name of God only by revelation from the Son of God. The Son of God, they believe, is Jesus Christ, who relieved the name of Father, that is Christ. But Srila Prabhupada says, actually, it doesn't matter. Krishna or Christ. The name is the same. The main point is to follow the injunction of the Vedic scriptures that recommends the chanting of the holy name of the God in this age. And the easiest mantra for this age is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, God, here we address Rama or Krishna as a God, and Hare is the energy of God. So, we chant the Mahamantra and we address God and His energy together. This energy is of two kinds. There are two kinds of energy. One is spiritual energy, and the other is material. At present, we are in clutches of material energy. Therefore, we pray to Krishna that he may kindly deliver us from the service of material energy and accept us into the service of the spiritual energy. That is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Hare Krishna Mahamantra meaning is, O energy of God. O God Krishna. O energy of God Krishna, please engage me in your service. At present, I am engaged in Maya service. There's also Lord's energy, that is also called the material energy, and at present we are engaged in the service of Maya Devi. Is a material energy. Sorry. So it is our natural, no, to render some service. Some or other we have come to this material world, this material thing, but when this service is transformed into the service of the spirituality, then our life is perfected. To practice bhakti yoga, loving service to God means to become free from all the designations, whatever it may be. Designation may be like I am a Muslim, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Christian, I am this or this, that country, this country. One has to just simply serve the God. That's all. These designations are created by who? We only have created these designations. But when we come to a real religion without other designations, in which we don't think that we are Hindu or we are Christian, we are Indian, we are Americans. No, that is the actually, one can speak, pure religion. That is the bhakti. And what about mukti? Bhakti, when we speak of bhakti, mukti, liberation from material miseries, is included in that. Without bhakti, there is no mukti at all. But if we act on the platform of bhakti, then mukti is included in it. Please understand that we no need to endeavor separately for obtaining liberation from these material miseries. No, bhakti has already included mukti. We learn this from the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna says, Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotion service, who does not fall down under any circumstances, at once transcend. Who transcends? One who is engaged in the devotion service, such person transcends from the modes of material nature and comes to the attains the level of Brahman. Krishna is called Parabrahman. Brahman is realized in three aspects, that is impersonal aspect, localized, and personal. So Krishna is the ultimate, that is personal aspect, and he is supreme Brahman. For God he is a supreme person. In Srimad Bhagavatam also it is mentioned, Vadanti tat tattva vidastatvam yajnatvam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti sabhyate. This translation is, learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate realization of God. The God, Krishna, has all six appearances in full. What are those six appearances? Krishna is the strongest among all the strong people. He is the richest among everyone. He is the most beautiful. That is why his name is Krishna. Krishna means the all attractive. And he is very famous. And he is the most wisest. And the sixth one is, he is the topmost renounce. because God is absolute. In any case you take, God is absolute. Either it may be in his name or his form or his qualities. He is absolute. There is no different that is no from him. Therefore, to chant God's holy name means to associate constantly, directly with Krishna. When we associate with God, we acquire the godly qualities. Just like one no associate with the drunkard people, he acquired such qualities, and he also become drunkard. See, like boys goes to the no schools. In house they'll not train no all these qualities, but in association with drunkard boys or no, they'll also because of due to bad association they'll acquire all the bad qualities. Similarly, Krishna is the supreme person who has all the good qualities supremely. When we associate by chanting his holy name, so we also acquire the godly qualities. And actually, we are limited, but God is unlimited. And because God is unlimited and absolute, he has unlimited names, each of which is God. We can understand his names as much as our spiritual understanding is developed. So this Christian is asking one question. May I ask a question? We Christians also preach love of God, and we try to realize love of God and render service to him with all our heart and all our soul. Now, what is the difference between your movement and our movement? What do you send your why do you send your disciples to the Western countries to preach love of God when the gospel of Jesus Christ is no, propounding the same message? So Srila Prabhupada says the problem is that Christians do not follow the commandments given by the Christ. What is the meaning of Christian? Is love for God. And if you do not follow the orders of the God, then where is your love? Therefore, we have come to teach what is means to love God. If you love Him, you cannot be disobedience to His order. If someone is loves, no, he cannot disobey His order or no whatever He has given. And if you are disobedience, then that means you are not truly loving that person. All over the world, people love God, not but these people they love their dogs. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore necessary to people how to revive their forgotten love of God. Not only the Christians, but also the Hindus, the Mohammedans, and all others are guilty. They have rubber stamped themselves, saying that this is Christian religion, this Hindu religion, this Mohammedan religion. But none of them obey the God. That is actually a problem. If one miss the point, there's a mistake in like regardless of what you add a subtract after that. The mistake is already in the calculation. And if everything that follows, we also be faulty. We cannot simply accept that part of the scriptures we like. It's called like Ardha Kukutna because the hen it eats from mouth. No, no. So I don't want that part. I want just the back part which gives eggs. So that is called the Ardha Kukutna. That people like no from scriptures. I like only this part, so I'll you no utilize it for my sense gratification. But the head is like no uh, if we reject some difficulty part, of the scriptures and obey only part which we like, such an interpretation will not help us. We have to accept all the injunctions of the scriptures as they're given, not only those that suits us. If you do not follow the first order of Christ, like Jesus Christ goal, that thou shalt not kill, then where is the question of love of God? If you are not following that commandment, that would mean that Christ was not intelligent enough to use the right word murder. There is killing and there is murderer. Murder refers to the human beings. Do you think Jesus Christ was not intelligent enough to use the right word murder instead of word killing? Killing means any kind of killing, and especially animal killing. If Jesus had meant simply killing of humans, he would have used the word murder. We are not concerned with this or that, but only with the word used in the commandments. If you want to interpret these words, that is something else. We understand the direct meaning, thou shalt not kill, means the Christian should not kill. You may put forth the interpretations in order to continue the prevent way of action, but we understand very clearly that there is no need for interpretation. Interpretation is necessary if things are not clear. But here the meaning is very clear. What is that meaning? What the Jesus Christ told, thou shalt not kill. It is very clear instruction. Why should one interpret? The Vaishnava philosophy teaches that we should not even kill plant unnecessarily. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is that? Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadham bhakti uparatam ashnami prayatatmana. Ashnami means with love. If someone offers Krishna with love and devotion, what? What are Krishna is saying? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, and Toyam. Four things: a leaf, a flower, a fruit, and a little water. If one offers this, Krishna is saying that he will accept. We offer Krishna only the kind of food that he has mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, those things, what he demands. And then we eat that remnants. If one is offering vegetarian food to Krishna, where is sinful? Then it would be Krishna's sin, not ours. Why? Because we're eating Krishna's remnants. But God is apapa vidhi. Simple reactions cannot touch him. It's not applicable for not to Krishna. He's like an example. He's like a sun. Sun is very powerful. It can purify any places, and that sun with the radiation, it can you know uh, purify the impure place. It is not impossible for sun to purify that impure place, and he doesn't get affected with that impure place. No. Similarly, Krishna is also like that. Eating food first offered to the Lord is also something like a soldier's killing during wartime. In a war, when the commander orders a man to attack, the commander no give permission to the soldiers to attack, and when he goes in the warfield and kills many opposite soldiers, so he has been awarded with a medal. But the same soldier, if he kills someone by his own way, not without, not like no, with the order. Without the order, if he kills someone, he will be punished by the same commander. Similarly, when we eat only Krishna Prasadam, the remnants food offered to Krishna, we do not commit any sin. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita itself. That ethnicista sinos shinasanto muchante sarva kilvishi. All the sins will go. Bhujante te agam papam. It's not a no smaller sin. It is agam papa. E pachanti atma karanat. One who does not offer food to Lord Krishna. He is literally eating the sin, not the food. In the animal kingdom, but the civilized human being, the religious human being, is not meant to kill any animal and eat. If you stop killing animals and chant the holy name of Christ or Krishna, everything will be perfect. There is Prabhupada says, I have not come to teach you, but only to request you to please chant the holy name of God. The Bible also demands this of you. So let's kindly cooperate and chant. And if you have against chanting the name of Krishna, then chant Christo or Krista. There is no difference. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. God has not one name, two names, 10 names, 1,000 names. God has millions and millions of names, unlimited names, because there is no difference between God's names and God Himself. Each one of these names has the same potency as the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, even if you accept designations like Hindu, Christian, Mohammedan, if you simply chant the God's name, you will attain the spiritual platform. Human life is meant for self-realization, to learn how to love God. That is the actual beauty of human society. Whether you discharge this duty as a Hindu, Christian, or Mohammedan, it does not matter. But discharge it. We actually have a chanting. Why should they miss this opportunity being obtained as a human being and is wasting their life as like cats and dogs? Because cats and dogs they cannot chant. And similarly, when obtained the human form of life, if one is not, he cannot chant the holy name of God, that means he is non-different from this cats and dogs. The human being has got a tongue, and if you chant the holy name of God, we cannot lose actually anything, but we can swap. There is gain greatly. And this Hare Krishna chanting constantly, no, the given like the devotees of Krishna consciousness, they don't go to these cinemas or many other things, but they have given up everything and they don't eat also this fish, eggs, non-veg. They don't take any intoxication. They don't drink. They don't smoke. They don't partake in gambling. They don't speculate and they don't maintain any illicit sexual connections. But they do chant the holy name of God. If you would like to cooperate with us, then go to the churches and chant Krishna. We are speaking with as a representative of Christian church. Instead of keeping the churches closed, why not give them to us? We would chant the holy name of God 24 hours a day. In many places, We have bought churches that were practically closed because no one was going there. In London, I saw hundreds of churches that were closed and used for mundane purpose. We bought one of such chairs in Los Angeles. It was sold because no one came there. But if you visit this same church today, you will see thousands of people are visiting. Any intelligent person can understand what God is in 5 minutes. It doesn't require 5 hours. Humility means the intelligent, the humble and meek own the kingdom of God. This is stated in the Bible. The philosophy of the rascals is that everyone is God, and today that idea has become popular. Therefore, no one is humble and meek. If everyone thinks that he is God, why should he be humble and meek? Therefore, I teach my disciples how to become humble and meek. They always offer their respectable businesses in the temple and to the spiritual master, and in this way, they make advancement. The qualities of humbleness and meekness lead very quickly to spiritual realization. In this Vedic scripture, it is said to those who have firm faith in God and the spiritual master, who is his representative, the meaning of the Vedic scriptures is revealed. So we'll end here today's reading session. Thank you. Hare Krishna.